Hello, Muleys! Welcome back to another session about Maven for MuleSoft developers. Last time we covered all the basics of Maven. It was the what, the why, and the how. And today we are leveling up and explore why should we bother with Master BOM and Parent POM when the single project's POM can handle it all. So we will see all of that in a real-world example, step by step. Let's get started. Let's take a quick look at what we'll be covering today. First of all, we'll briefly revisit what a POM file is, just a quick refresher from the last session to get everyone on the same page. Then we'll introduce the concepts of Parent POM and BOM, explaining why they're essential. Next, you'll see how these two pieces, Parent POM and BOM, fit together and complement each other. And then we'll be having a hands-on walkthrough. And finally, wrap up with some key best practices to help you use Parent POM and BOM effectively in your project. All right, let's get to work. As I already said, before we move on, let's quickly recap what a POM file is. So the POM file is like the brain of your Maven project. It's a simple XML file that contains all the information Maven needs to build and manage your project. Here are three things to remember about the POM file. First of all, it's an XML representation of a Maven project where you define project configurations, dependencies, plugins. You'll always find it at the root level of your project. This makes it easy for Maven to find and use. And last but not least, it's the central piece of information for managing the project's lifecycle, dependencies, build process. And so understanding Maven POM is a key because as we dive deeper into Parent POM and Master BOM, and they build on basically these same principles. Now that we've refreshed our understanding of the basic POM file, let's dive into the Parent POM and Master BOM, two advanced tools that make dependency configuration management efficient. And let's start with the Parent POM. Here's what it's all about. The purpose. The Parent POM is used to centralize common configurations for plugins, build settings, properties across multiple projects. Instead of duplicating this information in every project, you can define it once in the Parent POM. Key benefits is that this approach reduces redundancy and ensures consistency across all your child projects, saving time and preventing errors. To use a Parent POM, you simply add the parent tag in the child project's POM file, pointing it to the Parent POM. Next, let's look at the Master BOM bill of materials. Purpose. The Master BOM is used to manage the versions of dependencies across multiple modules or projects. It acts as a central reference for dependency versions. However, additionally, I didn't mention it on this slide, but you can include plugin versions as well, if you prefer to keep all versioning in the same place. Key benefits. By using a Master BOM, you can maintain consistent dependency versions across all projects, avoiding conflicts and ensuring smooth builds. Usage. You need to set the Master BOM as the parent of your Parent POM. This way, Parent POM automatically inherits the dependency versions defined in the Master BOM file. This structure ensures that dependency versions are managed at the top level, Master BOM level, while project-specific configurations flow through the Parent POM to the child projects. Let's see how it all connects. In this diagram, the circles represent the relationship and scope of influence. The largest circle, Master BOM, sits at the top level. It defines dependency versions that apply across all projects. However, we keep in mind that it might be also plugin versions as well. Inside the Master BOM is the Parent POM, which inherits the dependency versions and adds shared configurations, plugins, and build settings. Finally, at the core, we have the Project POM, which represents an individual application. It inherits everything from the Parent POM, including the dependency versions defined in the Master BOM file. Now, when we have a bag, a map, and a compass, let's take a step-by-step journey in making monolithic Project POM into a reusable and maintainable structure by introducing a Parent POM and a Master BOM. Let me introduce you a simple CRUD API, system API, named customer system API. Right now, everything, including dependencies, plugins, repository configurations, build settings, deployment settings, is in a single POM file. This approach works for a single project, but as the code base grows, managing all multiple projects this way leads to duplication, inconsistency, and maintenance headaches. So let's break it down and gradually move sections from the project POM into a parent POM and a master BOM, ensuring we maintain functionality while improving reusability and manageability. First things first, let's set up our project structure. We create, first of all, two new folders. So it's going to be Parent POM folder and Master BOM folder. Let me add these two folders, Parent POM and Master BOM. So the Parent POM will hold our Parent POM, managing shared configurations, and Master BOM will store our Master BOM, responsible for dependency versions. So we will start from copying the existing project POM into both of these folders. Then we will extract and organize, update the contents step by step. Let me copy and paste to Master BOM folder and Parent POM. Next, let's start by working on the BOM file as our grandparent for other POM files. So the master BOM will be responsible for managing dependencies and plugin versions. And now we are going to work on defining all versions as properties. So for that, let's look at the plugin, Maven Clean plugin. Here we have a version for it, and this version is hard-coded. We are going to move this hard-coded version to properties and replace this value with property key. So let's do that. Let's name it Maven Clean plugin version. And we will create the property and add the property value. So the same thing is going to happen for all the plugins and for all the dependencies. When all the versions replaced with properties and we have all the properties perfectly placed in the properties tag, now the next step is we need to move all dependency version definitions into dependency management tag. So the dependency management tag will handle dependency versions centrally. To be able to do that, we just need to add additional tag on top of dependencies, dependency management. Then we will get all the dependencies and move them to dependency management tag and save. Same thing we should implement for the plugins. All the plugins should be wrapped up with the plugin management tag. And now we will move all the plugins to this tag and save the file. Now we are ready to update artifact ID, packaging, and name. So the artifact ID will be replaced with the master BOM. Same name we will put to the name tag. And the packaging, for the master BOM and parent POM, packaging should be as a POM. Cool. Let's go further. So now we are ready to do a cleanup. Master BOM will be responsible for the version control of the plugins and dependencies. That is why all the plugin configuration should not be a part of the master BOM file. All of this information we will later keep in the parent POM. So the repositories, plugin repositories, these tags, this information should not be a part of the master BOM file as well. Dependency management, still fine. Distribution management. So distribution management should be a part of the master BOM file. And that is because this tag will allow us later to deploy our master BOM custom asset to the Anypoint Exchange. There are also additional things we need to add to master BOM file to be able to deploy master BOM to Anypoint Exchange. First of all, we need to add additional property. It's going to be type, and the value for it should be custom. as master BOM is a custom asset. Also, we need to add additional plugin. And so this is an Exchange Mule Maven plugin. And we need to add the property version for it to the properties. We are almost done with master BOM file. Let's make a quick check on what does it have now. And so here in the dependency sections, we have a customer system API RAML file, which obviously could be different for different type of projects. So for customer system API, it's going to be customer system API RAML. For the customer process API, it's going to be different RAML file. So this is not a generic type of things we want to keep in the master BOM file. So let's remove it from here and save. And now we are finally ready to publish master BOM file to Anypoint Exchange. Now, to deploy our master BOM file with the proper version, let's remove snapshot from the version and let's go to the terminal. Let's move to the master BOM folder and run command maven clean install. First of all, to see whether it's gonna successfully be installed on the local repository. Yeah, that's good. Now let's run maven clean deploy. Okay, so we have a failure. It was my intention to show you this failure because I had some problems with it before. And so this failure occurs because of the version of the Anypoint Exchange. So with the V3 version, it'll fail. But if you update this version to V2 and deploy, it's now successfully deployed. Now let's move on to the parent POM. So let's start to work with the parent POM from the beginning. Let's update the artifact ID with the parent POM. Let's copy the same value and paste to the name. Let's update the version right away and update packaging to the POM. Now the build section, again, plugins, they should be covered with plugin management. Copy all the plugins and move them to the plugin management. All the versions are now handled by master BOM, so we can remove all the versions from the parent POM. We have configuration here. That's completely fine. We need still to keep repositories and plugin repositories as part of the parent POM. We will remove all the dependencies and distribution management as well. All right, as we remember, to be able to publish our custom asset to Anypoint Exchange, we need to include as part of the parent POM file the type custom, and we also need to add the plugin the same as we added to the master BOM, but now this plugin will have additional details. I have it in place already. So it's gonna have an execution tag, which will have several goals to execute. Let's save it. And actually repositories better to keep in the customer system API. And the reason for that is that the customer system API, when we are deploying it to the runtime manager, it's gonna fail if we won't have repositories as part of the project's POM. So this part could better keep as part of the project's POM file. So let's remove it from here and save. And now we are ready to deploy parent POM to Anypoint Exchange. Let's move to the parent POM folder and run maven clean install. Perfect. And now we can run maven clean deploy. So it failed. And the reason of failure is because we need to add the parent tag to the parent POM file and set that parent as the master BOM. So let's go to the master BOM, copy group ID, artifact ID, and version, and paste it to the parent POM. Now let's save, let's install, and now let's deploy. Perfect. Let's move on. Now that we've extracted dependencies, plugins, plugin repositories into separate POM files, it's time to clean up the project POM. So first of all, we could delete the Maven plugin version property. We might delete the versions from the plugins together with configuration. We still want to keep repositories to be able to download assets from the Anypoint Exchange while we deploy and install customer system API. But we could remove plugin repositories, and we also could remove all the versions from the dependencies, but still keeping version for the dependencies which is only intended for the specific project's API. So in here, for the customer system API YAML file dependency, we will keep all the versions. The only thing you might need to update is just to move the version of this dependency to the properties, but all other dependency versions could be removed. And so distribution management could be removed as well. Last touch, we need to add the parent tag as a reference to the parent POM file. Let's go to the parent POM file, copy group ID, artifact ID, and version, and paste it to the project's parent tag. At this stage, our project POM becomes lightweight. It contains only project-specific details. Everything else is inherited. And now we are ready to install and to deploy it to the runtime manager and even send a request to check how it works, whether it fetches all the dependencies we will see from the logs, and so on. So let's do that. Let's move to the customer system API folder. Let's run Maven clean install command. Okay, we have an error here. It says something wrong with the dependency. Let's see. Okay, so the master BOM files, I have a typo in it. So let's reconfigure the master BOM file. Let's update the version. Let's again move to the master BOM folder, deploy it to the Anypoint Exchange. So for the next step, we need to go to the parent POM as well, update the parent tag in it by changing version for the master BOM. Let's save it. Let's deploy it to the Anypoint Exchange. Hold on. We need to update the parent POM version as well. Okay, and now it's time to update the parent POM version in the projects POM. Go to the projects POM folder and do Maven clean install. And it looks like it fetches dependencies. HTTP connector is now successfully fetched, and it's success. Perfect. Now I want to show you that all of the projects, including master BOM and parent POM, they were installed to the local repository. And so for us, it's crucial to see whether the master BOM and parent POM assets will be downloaded specifically from Anypoint Exchange instead of looking on them in the local repositories. So let's delete these two folders from the local repository, and we could also delete customer system API. Let's delete all of them. And now let's run Maven clean deploy, mule deploy, to refer to the plugin configuration for deployment, and run this command. We can see that it downloads Parent POM and Master BOM from Exchange, what is super cool. And if we open the folder now of our local repository, we will see the Parent POM and Master BOM successfully placed. It also downloads RAML successfully from Anypoint Exchange. Now we can see that it has successfully been deployed. So let's go to the Anypoint, to Runtime Manager, to Anypoint Platform. And so we can see that API has successfully been deployed. It's running. Now we need to copy public endpoint, and we need to paste it in here, send a request. And so the success response returned. Congratulations! We've successfully transformed a monolithic POM into a well-structured, reusable setup by creating a BOM for dependency and plugin version management, by setting up a parent POM to manage builds and plugins configurations. We cleaned up the project's POM to inherit everything from the parent POM, and we deployed BOM and Parent POM to Anypoint Exchange. We also deployed our project's API to the Cloud Hub and successfully sent request and received a response. Now our MuleSoft projects are easier to manage, scale, maintain, and updating dependencies and build settings is as simple as modifying a single file instead of multiple projects. Now that we've structured our Parent POM and Master BOM, let's go over some best practices to ensure they remain efficient, scalable, and easy to maintain. Best practices for Parent POM. First of all, keep build and plugin management centralized. Define all Maven plugin configuration inside the Parent POM using plugin management. Manage dependencies via BOM, not Parent POM. Parent POM should not define dependency versions directly, only manage plugins. Instead, import a BOM using Parent to ensure clean separation between build configuration and dependency versioning. Next one, keep repositories centralized. Exception is here. We need to keep repositories in the project POM if it needs to download the parent POM from Anypoint Exchange. The next one, do not use Parent POM for distribution management. Parent POM should not contain distribution management. Instead, the BOM should manage distribution settings for publishing assets to Anypoint Exchange. And the last one, ensure proper inheritance. Always use a parent tag in the project POM to inherit from the parent POM. If a project needs custom configurations, override them at the project level rather than modifying the parent POM for a single project needs. Best practices for Master BOM. First of all, manage dependency versions centrally with dependency management. Use dependency management instead of dependencies. The BOM should not define direct dependencies, only list them inside dependency management. Second one, do not include direct dependencies, only versions. The next one, add distribution management to deploy the BOM to Anypoint Exchange. Since the BOM needs to be deployed to Anypoint Exchange, it should contain a distribution management section. And the last one, keep it lightweight and focused. The BOM should be clean, lightweight, and only focus on versioning. Avoid adding unnecessary dependencies. Only include what's commonly used across multiple projects. By following these best practices, we ensure that our MuleSoft projects remain modular, scalable, and easy to manage. A well-structured parent POM and BOM setup means that we can upgrade dependencies in one place, maintain consistency across multiple APIs, and simplify our build processes. Let's keep things organized, scalable, and future-proof. And that's it. Thank you for being with me on this journey. Thank you for watching. Keep learning, keep optimizing, and most importantly, keep coding. See you in the next one.